You're building something that matters. You have a vision, a dream, a purpose, something that you feel really strongly about. But in the midst of it all, you've been struggling. You've been actually feeling like you're breaking while you're building. I've been there. But today I want to speak to that struggle. I want to help you navigate the overwhelm that you may be feeling in this season. You're stretching. Everyone is telling you push harder. But the truth is, that is not a sustainable strategy. Sometimes you need to employ grace. It's a framework that I've developed to help you build without breaking, to build wiser and to build stronger. So let's get into it. So I've been you, I was you many times in my life. All seasons come with stretch. All seasons come with stretch. So if you're at a point in your life now that you're about to welcome a new baby, or perhaps you're doing that while scaling a business, while starting a new business or a new investment chain or a new endeavor, it comes with an expectation. And what is that expectation? Stretch. But the question is, how do you really handle that? I didn't know how to handle stretching, so let me tell you what I did. The more I became overwhelmed is the more silent I became. The more I became overwhelmed is the more silent I became. And perhaps you're like me, you're just silently just imploding day after day after day after day. But this is what I actually realized when I was too silent. The weight that I was carrying became too heavy. So my silence meant heavier weight. Silence, heavier weight. More silence, heavier weight. And it was just this constant cycle I was on, and I was leading myself into burnout while building. And I don't want that to be you, and that's why I developed this framework. It's to help you avoid the pit I found myself in. So are you ready for it? All right, let's get into it. The first thing I want to tell you is G. Get honest. So overwhelm actually grows in silence. So the more we hide it, the heavier it gets. I was just telling you that. So the first step to moving forward is actually you owning where you are. So I have a simple question for you today. Where are you? Where are you? If you cannot locate yourself, then you cannot move from where you are. Do you want to know where I think you are? I think you're overwhelmed. I think you're under-optimized. I think you actually regretting the blessing of having that new business endeavor. You're regretting the blessing of bringing on more employees and being at a position in your business where you could actually bring on more staff. You're beginning to regret abundance. You're beginning to ask yourself, why did I even pursue this? And I am saying to you, get honest. Get honest about where you are. Because pretenders don't progress. If you continue to pretend about how you're feeling and where you're actually at, you're actually limiting your progress. So you can't do that. Pretenders move fast, but they're going backward. Have you ever seen a car reverse really quickly? That's what it means to be a pretender. You're going in the wrong direction and you're just going there fast. So you need to pause and be honest with yourself. You can't be rescued from what you refuse to reveal. And honesty invites help, but pride blocks it. Honesty invites help, but pride blocks it. So the more you continue to be prideful about your emotional state, the more you continue to be prideful about your physical state, about your mental state, is the more and the longer you're going to stay right where you are. R, remove the extras. You're not tired because of the mission. That's not why you're tired. You're tired because of how you're doing it. You're tired because of how you're doing it. You're tired because you're adding extra stuff that doesn't belong there anymore. So this is my question for you. What do you have to do? And what can you defer to someone else in this season? So find your have to do's. And those are the things we prioritize every single day. So if you are trying to build your business, beware of all the unnecessary things that are getting involved in your life. Mind your business. Distractions, people pleasing, all of a sudden you're overcommitting. Everyone is calling you to take on new roles and responsibilities. Come on, focus, mind your business. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you have to do it. Simplify, streamline, focus. Again, simplify, streamline, focus. Energy flows where focus goes, so protect both. Mind the T. I'm sure you've heard me say that before. Mind the T. What do I mean by that? T is simply an acronym for time, energy, and attention. You have to pay attention to your time, energy, and attention. Mind the T. A. Allow rest. You are your business's most important asset. You, Mr. CEO, Madam CEO, you are your business's most important asset. So if you don't take care of yourself, what's going to happen to your business? Take care of yourself. If you burn out, the business suffers. Rest isn't weakness, it's actually wisdom. So you don't have to use rest as a reward. Rest is not a luxury or a reward. Rest is what you give yourself because you know that is what helps boost your productivity. You know that gets you back in the game. So stop working on 2 hours sleep in the name of I'm growing a business, I'm scaling a company. No, get your sleep and then go out there and do the work. C, create peace. If your environment is too chaotic, your thinking will be too. So you need to declutter your life. Declutter your life. Build a rhythm that promotes calm, not chaos. So what are the things robbing you of peace in this season? Because you have to learn to manage those things. Some things you have to insulate, some things you have to isolate. But you need to deal with the things that are disturbing your peace. Clutter is actually symbolic of an overwhelmed soul. Clutter is symbolic of an overwhelmed soul. So you can't manage stress properly when everything is cluttered and chaotic. Fix that. And E, express and release. Express and release. Stop keeping things choked up on the inside. You're getting chest pain. Your stomach is burning. You're having migraines every single day because you need a release. Release. Express what you need to express. So sometimes you need a good cry. You need a good scream. You need to just do a real intense workout because you need a release. You have to release it. Don't bury your emotions. Choose freedom. So being overwhelmed doesn't really mean that you're weak. It just means you're human and you need a new way to function. You've never been in this place before. You've never done this thing before. But what you need to do is have a framework in your head for how to manage it. And that framework is grace. G, get honest. R, you need to rest. R means to remove the extras. A, allow rest. C, create peace. And E, express and release all the pent-up emotions. So if this video blessed you, I want you to come back, watch it again. Because sometimes you don't get things once. You need to repeat. Repetition is how you create momentum. I repeat, repetition is how you create momentum. So if this video blessed you, comment below and said, I am using grace. I am using grace. That's all you're going to comment. So like, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to click the link in the description box so that you can get one of the freebies to help you have your hard work be rewarded. Take care of yourself.